spot. We have Lishan moving in, trying to do a little bit of damage, helping with the tanking, forcing his shield as well. Orianna now moving in, helping out a bit. And this is going to be really close. Can they get it? So on health. The tower will just barely one hit away. Oh my god. Could we actually see Cool?
It goes and get the Cowbay, the lack of hard CC, and they invested so many flashes into that kill, and OMG did not go home happy after that.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, is all I can say after that. That was so incredibly close. One more hit, just one more hit would have saved.
4 flashes, reignites. That's how much OMG like Rhaegar and Calme walked out of that one. He got the shield from Clearlove. He got the shield from Orianna. It was enough to keep him alive. The tower damage on top of Cool, and then Clearlove had tokens him into the death. It's so brilliant.
World Elite is I want to say they're so lucky to survive that, but really, that was just all skill.
To help, they're like really overcommitted, and this is going to put them at a huge early game disadvantage because they have no ignites, and the only person with flash is Yorick.
Yeah. So this is also going to give World Elite a bit of an advantage in the early game. Should they try to do any aggressive ganking, maybe towards the mid lane or one of these others as well, and this snowballs, then we are going to actually have a bit of an upset.
Well, it's business as normal in terms of the lane swaps, but look at this. Vayne and Thresh coming down to Lee Sin. They're going to take the blue buff, and that means that World Elite is going to have double early blues, and that is going to be devastating for the farmability of Loveland because Yorick without blue means he can't.
This is the worst case scenario for OMG.
They almost did.
They were supposed to get the kill. They were supposed to start the game with an advantage, but we already have World Elite with a little bit of a gold advantage, and they got the initial kill. They got the double blues, like you mentioned.
Incoming sandwich.
I hope this one's delicious.
Going. I mean, we saw him. It was going. I believe. We saw him die early game. Game number 1.
Lee Sin moving up, and Siobhan is going to
much smarter this time, but. Farming behind the tower like that is called proxy farming, and proxy farming means that the creeps don't even get a chance to encounter your creeps, which means they're going to have a double creep wave plus the 3 heroes up at the top to get the tower.
Yeah, and actually a lot of damage is being done in this bottom lane.
With Lucian, I have no idea. Where's the support? Okay, the support is down there as well, but you look at this Thresh. He is totally keeping Going out of his own jungle. Going is level 2.
OMG also is going to take the blue turret very fast. 4 minutes in. Jesus, dude. 4 minutes.
You saw 5-minute tower game number 1 from OMG. Now, OMG, as you said, almost the worst case scenario. 1,500 gold down at the 4-minute mark.
Nice. What's happening to OMG, man? They're getting, it's like they're playing well, but they got a little bit unlucky, and things are just really starting to snowball very, very fast for World Elite.
World Elite with this early game advantage. We saw this in game number 2. They were able to hold fast to defend her fireball. She can farm extremely well when she's under the tower. When she's not, doesn't really have any kind of escape ability. And we saw this last game. Shyvana was able to out-farm her opponent. And even though both of them were in those 2v1 scenarios. So that's the only real good thing that Going has going for him at this moment, because that bot lane is still alive, but there we go. Neme finally does drop it. Likely to see the swap, but you still see Vayne and Thresh pushing down top.
Yeah. I mean, okay, we have Vayne. Oh, he was going to go ahead and TP back. Guess it's not going to be the case. They're trying to get a little bit of aggressive on the Shyvana. She's going to be able to escape the safety of the tower.
Loveland's level 3. And Go in the middle. Because if he's already, then basically this early game stuff has really done a lot of damage against OMG. But Going is underfarmed and underleveled compared to their cross components. Cool is still going neck and neck here with Orianna, but only just barely. Like they're creeping. He's actually out creeping her, but still, throughout the 2 lanes, it's starting to look a little troublesome for OMG.
Indeed it is. I mean, as they can, as long as they keep playing pretty safe, pretty standard, they can transition to a mid game. And we are seeing a few pings in the jungle of OMG. Annie rotating towards bot, potentially trying to get the gank.
Solution and Annie are down there, but we also look at this gank squad coming in from the no, they're not gonna. They're gonna buy the vision. They could bait in a dragon.
They may. This could be a little bit risky. They're actually gonna go for dragon and a little bit of damage being done. OMG knows what's going on, but World Elite, I think they're actually gonna get the dragon uncontested.
Uncontested. I mean, Loveland, not in a million years is he gonna be able to flash over because he doesn't have it. So he can't do any kind of steals. Shyvana's up in the top. They see Lucian and Annie in the bottom, and couldn't leave mid. It's like Station now coming because the top tower is missing from OMG. Again, they're in dire straits right now.
World Elite is playing a fantastic, phenomenal even a match so far. I guess after the first game, whatever happened, World Elite, they got their act together, and they're starting to make OMG look bad.
They finally had their morning coffee.
Yeah, now they're going
to get caught out by Go.
The flash though is going to try to go ahead and chase down but he's going to survive, putting down the lantern as well. Still very close.
If Viziv had dropped there, that would have been a really big boost for going, but looks like he was able to get out of that, about half health or so. Going, not exactly the biggest dueler, at least early on, but you can also see going goes for the giant spell, so it's going to be that Sunfire. We saw a little bit of some duelist Shyvana earlier on in the tournaments where they would get Blade of the Rune King and Vamp Scepter before going tanky. But, I mean, these China teams, they know what's up. None of that's going to be happening here.
Yeah. All right, well, a little bit of lull in the action. Some rotations, but nothing too crazy happening. Just some farming in the jungle. Lucian.
Well, the blue between 2 and 8 is typically when you're going to bring it back. The thing is, though, that the blue here was actually stolen out really belatedly, so that's why you see it kind of spawning a little bit later, about 8:15. The good news is that Cool was able to get it, so they do got their blue buff. That early double blue advantage going the way Lee Sin not only gave him fantastic farm, which gave him the level advantage, but it also denied the blue buff to Yorick, and as you can see, Yorick level 5. Nobody except the support is level 5 here for World Elite.
Yeah, it's true. Cool. Keep him cool with the blue buff, so to speak. All right, actually, World Elite, they're starting to get a little bit aggressive. Actually, Shyvana has to back up for now.
If you see a Vayne go forward, you probably should be running. If she starts stepping into your range on purpose, you can probably expect a gank.
Yeah. I mean, the Ascent.
Yeah, they checked out the ward situation. They checked out the blue. They noticed it's gone, so they're going to get the counter for it. And so they can add more or less 5 minutes. They probably know less than 5 minutes at that point. I mean, it should come back just after the 13-minute mark. But this gank in mid.
Very careful. Actually,
what was that?
This could be a little bit of an overextension. Cool. Getting very low on LV. He's going to almost guarantee fall for the being.
Cool, he got away out of that one. Loveland now coming up in here. Viziv was taking out that tower a lot, but we don't have an Orianna Shockwave. She used it really early for some reason.
And actually, no one ends up dying, but that could actually change very closely. And it looks like finally we're going to have a kill for Team OMG, forcing away their opposition for now, but they do lose the tower.
But they go, and importantly, they gave it on cool. Whatever that shockwave was from Orianna from Messiah was such a huge misplay, and that really kind of decided that fight. I mean, Cool was able to get the kill, has a lot of gold now in his pocket, and if there's something you don't want to do, it's you don't want to feed Zed at all. He will blow you up mid to late game.
We still do see World Elite going 3K, so it's really starting to slowly accumulate as the game timer moves on.
Well, they had the dragon, and they got 2 towers compared to the 0 dragon 1 tower.
Yeah.
That is majority of the gold difference right now. In terms of the last hitting, going back and forth, I mean, Orianna's up a little bit as well, and Rengar over top of Shyvana. But other than that, not a gold that they've accumulated.
Yeah. All right, well, we do have a few of World Elite returning home. Going to stock up some new items and then move out to their lanes once again. Jessica doing a little bit of counter warding, picking those off.
Jessica must be very starved at this point. She has no Kindle, she has no health crystal, no sight stone. I mean, right now Thresh does have it. She's stun Tibbers and a ward buy, and that is not a good sign for Andy, because if you don't have that tank ability and you do throw down the Tibbers, you're gonna get one shot by mid to late game by some of the damage potential, and then Tibbers kind of just disappears.
Yeah. All right, well, OMG, they're setting up for a potential gank.
Not exactly the best of places to do it.
Not exactly, considering there's kind of a ward around there.
Now what we might see is, because we have such a collapse coming, like you see 4 team members of World Elite down here, Viziv, if he flashes forward into a death sentence, that could be a kill. But it does not look like that's going to be in the cards. And I thought maybe Clearlove was going to get attacked, but that's the same team. You know, they just do a little bit of counter ward and go back, business is normal.
I mean, the Bucks getting the health, it looks like he will. Thresh, I think he may want to try to get a cook. Scott's a little bit of DPS backup from Bane. Actually, Lucian pressing forward, trying to be a bit aggressive. And Elysian is very nearby. He wants to make something happen. We also have Loveland, though, nearby.
Oh, didn't hit.
He's going to have to back up.
Doesn't matter, though. The pressure's coming out. The entire World Elite team is down here at Whiplash.
And only 4 of them are coming in. Here comes the drop in. Lucian needs to be quite careful. He's now safe, at least for the time being. Some damage done. Tibbers is going to be summoned as well. Nice lantern. And World Elite, well, they're all surviving now.
He flashed as the Tibbers came up. Had that stun actually landed, we might have seen a very different story from that fight. But World Elite, even on a 5v4 advantage, they seem very hesitant to continue on with that dive.
All right, well, Dragon looks like going to fall almost essentially, but oh, look at the snipe from Zed. Excellent play. And looks like Bane going to trade the Dragon snipe for a kill.
York forward, but at the same time, Cool was able to grab the Dragon. How did he do that? Loveland still has the smite up, and so does Clearlove. Like, did Clearlove just forget to smite? Because that was a very costly mistake for World Elite. Sure, they got a kill out of it, but they would have really needed that, preferred that Dragon gold.
Yeah, absolutely. And because the OMG has actually started to close the gap that was, a little bit larger earlier on in the game. It's still a 1K difference, but 1K pretty negligible, I feel, at this stage in the game.
Could go either way. I mean, we had a fantastic start here from World Elite, defeating the level 1 and getting their own kill, but past that, we haven't really seen, like, huge amounts of aggression. Like, they've poked and they've prodded, but they haven't really committed to, like, a big slaughterfest yet.
I feel like they're a little hesitant because that first fight was so close. I feel like if it went OMG's way, if they got the first blood, we would be seeing a completely different game.
So World Elite will maintain their gold lead for now. 2-1 at the 15-minute mark.
Oh, getting some good damage on Cool. He's actually getting low on health. Can we see Orion on the kill for Cool? No, but very close.
He kept his summoners. Like,
yeah.
Messiah, sure, he did use out that ult, but it's going to recharge, and it's going to recharge a lot faster than any kind of summoners that he would have had to blow out there. Now, he could have flashed after Cool, but that would have been very dangerous.
Oh, very dangerous. And with the flash still up for Cool as well, I mean, he can get out of there.
You see Go going here in the top. Does have that Sunfire Cape ready to go, so lots of armor to her name, and that double damage stacking with the burnout. In terms of like other big items, we are at the 15-minute mark, so it's not too much of a surprise. We see a Blade of the Roan King on Zed. That's going to be dramatic damage output for him. We also see the Trinity on top of Lucian, and Lucian just dealing with Vayne down here. I don't know. It feels a little weird, but Vayne, I haven't really seen Vayne do too much.
Yeah,
Yeah. Pushed out the Toad York. The Ezreal, like the early game Ezreal play from Name in the previous matches just felt so much more impactful. But I mean, Vayne is losing out in terms of the creep farm, but she does have a kill under her.
Yeah, that's true. All right, but a little bit more bruising. Going back between the bruisers. No one's going to actually die, most likely.
Bruising for the bruising.
Bruising for the bruising. Orianna, though, is starting to essentially rotate top. I think going to just jungle for now.
Yep.
And in
clears out the wraiths. Yep.
Yeah, getting those wraiths.
Now, what do you do as a Vayne up against a Lucian? Lucian has so many long-range abilities to his name. He also has that dash to match the tumble and a culling on top of that. Like, Wei Xiao is having such a hard time to find an in on top of this comp, and usually you would leave this to Thresh. Thresh, your initiator.
All right, well, looks like we're starting to see OMG. They potentially want to get a little bit aggressive. Actually, they're going to go ahead and move back towards their side of the map and just, clearing out the jungle. Completion. And I'm waiting for the action to happen. There's a little bit of a lull.
Little bit of a lull. I mean, everyone's going to just try to farm up at this point. The next few minutes is very important for items because at the 20-minute mark, at that surrender mark, you really want to make sure you have at least one of your big items under your belt, if not two. If you're doing fantastic, it's not unheard of to see like Trinity Force Bloodthirster, for example. But right now, everyone is just kind of doing their own thing. They're doing their creeps. The creeps are fairly strong numbers. 158 there for Lucian, 176 for Orianna. My goodness.
Very impressive.
If you can match 10 creeps a minute, then you're doing fantastically. I'm getting Frog, wallet, your level, and a lot of these Chinese teams, they know exactly how to do this. Out goes the culling, just finishing off a few more creeps. That's very likely the cue that Lucian and Andy are probably going to hit home, and yeah, they're going to recall from there.
Yeah. And well, once again, just more farming. Orianna, I'm just very amazed with her farm. She is doing excellent. It's constantly killing creeps. And throughout the entire series, Orianna's been doing insane as far as farm goes.
Messiah is just fantastic mechanically at this game. I mean,
he's the Messiah of LoL, man.
Exactly right. I mean, that joke has been made. He is extremely good at this game. I mean, him, Faker, you hear a lot about mid laners. Froggen was like really, really big here for a long time, and arguably still is. Like, his Anivia play was fine.
Now with also forcing that help, wasted the hook and moving back. We're seeing a little bit of rotation as well from the rest of OMG. Lucian backing up.
Since they didn't land that death sentence, it was like that was the signal. All right, well, we're out. If you can't land the death sentence into the play, into the box, and they're just gonna walk away and turn their back because you're not a threat at this point.
Can't really do too much there. All right, well, Thresh attempting to port back home. Okay, he will get out.
Well, they're a little early here for the Dragon, but I'm not entirely too sure they actually had like a specific timer. I'm pretty sure that they did because they killed it. So they're a little bit early. They're just going to set up the wards. Now Annie is going to go home and actually do a little bit of shopping. She does have the gem. Could be a Sightstone coming out or what she is. So getting out that pink, and there's the green as well. And just not Annie's game. She has that one assist, but other than that, she has no gold generation items. So she's literally just feeding off of passive gold gain, and that is a terrible situation to be in as a support.
Not going to get gold anytime soon that way. And Dragon is live. We're going to see Team World Elite move in.
Both teams.
Potentially go. This is going to be most likely the first big 5-on-5 team fight of the game. And the Dragon's getting very low on health. I think World Elite get it pretty much uncontested, but the ults are starting to go down, and very, very close, but things are looking extremely good. OMG is starting to absolutely decimate World Elite. What the heck is going on?
So from that color, more damage from Lucian was basically the big story right there. Lucian coming in real strong, going, getting that double. They're going to go straight for Baron because there's absolutely no resistance that World Elite can do here, and that might be the tipping point of this game.
I absolutely think this is going to be the tipping point of the game. Team World Elite, you could kind of tell throughout the entire match, they were a little bit hesitant to fight OM. They kind of avoided the team fights, wanted to go for maybe a kill or two, and we can clearly see why. After that team fight, it was very, very one-sided with OMG just obliterating World Elite.
Like, they killed Loveland. World Elite killed Loveland extremely quick, but he did get off his reanimation. Calme coming in though. He just destroys Eddie, and the Dark Passage
saves him. X-play.
Shaking my head bewildered at some of these plays going on right now, but they killed off Loveland, but he got the reanimation off, which means he was still able to contribute to the fight. And Shyvana, she gets into these backlines, she screws up your backline, your ADCs, your squishies. We've been seeing that time and time again. Going, got that double. He's up 2-0-3 with that Sunfire now, and they got the Baron under the belt of OMG. So this is the period of time where we're going to hopefully see some really big aggression coming out from OMG because they have such a big advantage after that fight.
Actually surprising. Bane's going to stay hidden here this long. Gets the turret. With Thresh's support, she will be able to safely escape. But we do have some rotation coming down the river. Things could get dicey quite soon.
The call and creep and noodly is that ultimate, especially going into the mid lane. You know, when you do need to keep your towers alive, you need to clear out the waves. Ultimates like that are extremely useful, just like Lux in her final spark. Yeah. And it's a very short cooldown. Like it'll likely be up in time for the next major team fight, but speaking of that.
Oh, looks like Loveland, he's not going to get the hook that Thresh wanted. And OMG for running away. He's going to go down. Bane gets another kill, starting to contribute a little bit more, but now we're going to see a 5v5 as far as kills go, evening it up, and Loveland actually is going to fall.
And that's a really good pick for World Elite because they got another Baron buff off of the team of OMG. The only people with it now is going, Lucian as well. The good who they want.
OMG going to start to do a little bit of damage to this tower. Not going to overcommit. And we see Kalmel come forward.
Oh, what a dodge. He does not get hit by the shockwave.
Can't get hit. Can't get cool.
There's the culling again. Going to land some damage on top of Fizzif. One of the weaknesses of the culling is once you commit to an angle, you can only strafe on that angle. And that's why you definitely don't see it more in these, like later in these team fights. They use it for more of the creep farms because, you know, in team fights, how do you sidestep that? You just perpendicularly sidestep it. There's nothing that the Lucian can do about it. But you know, despite the kill, OMG comes back. They get themselves another tower, and they are now actually maintaining the gold lead.
Wow, that's actually very impressive. They've been able to turn this game around from to that V5 scenario. That seems to be where they're really shining. And actually, oh, here we go. A little bit more damage. Camel's going to have to go ahead and escape.
Yeah, and he's stun just lining up, but there was very little follow through there on top of that Rengar, on top of that Lucian. But Lucian actually did steal out the red. So World Elite, they stole out the early blue, but now Lucian has the red. And losing out on reds for your ADCs, especially mid-game, that could be extremely costly.
All right, well, OMG, once again, they're trying to put some pressure on this tower. We could end up with a big team fight on our hands. There's more damage going back and forth.
Do have the Baron buff.
Got the Baron buff. The hook is good. And is it going to be enough to take out Loveland? He's getting a little bit low on health, but gets up and let an ridiculous amount of damage. Double kill. Orianna doing a ridiculous amount of damage. OMG, have they overstepped? So many deaths on both sides, but Shyvana, the only one remaining, and will she fall as well? Her health is still looking pretty strong, but there's 3 low health heroes on World Elite chasing her. Now they've been forced back. What a intensively close fight.
4 for 2, and that tower coming out huge at the end there. Like OMG just going balls deep into some of those dives. Like that was, if you had to quantify overextension and over aggression, that was the definition right there. Like going, jumps into the back. Usually a great move, but unfortunately he just gets like, and then they instantly switch to him. Leopard kill in the back, just gets destroyed. Name took tower shots, had to get out. Long range comes out from Team World Elite, gets destroyed. Annie didn't have Tibbers, got destroyed. It's like, that was extremely useful for World Elite. Not only does it clear out the Barons, but they keep a tower, and now they are basically on par with gold.
Exactly. The game is, I feel like it's a clean slate. Anyone's game. It's going to come down to, you know, who's going to be able to outperform in these 5-on-5 team fight scenarios. Who can get a few ganks in? Who can get the Dragon and the Baron at the right time? Speaking of Dragon, he's 10 seconds from respawning. And, you know, in this position, who's got the easier time to get the Dragon?
Kalma was definitely thinking of going on top of Loveland. If you can get a pick off and force at the Dragon, I think is pretty superior for World Elite. Zed is so far away from this, and by the time he does get down here, the Dragon could go down, but that also means that, like, if we do these delay tactics, then World Elite could be in trouble.
Actually, Camel's going to have to go ahead and back up, being chased away by Shyvana.
Delay tactics.
Delay tactics.
If they had delayed this Dragon for enough time for Cool to get down and World Elite hadn't left, could be a very sticky situation, but they read that situation perfectly. They split off, going had to go one way, the rest of the team another, and now this is probably going to be the main engage.
Shyvana moving in. It looks like, are they going to get the dragon? Red. It goes to red. World Elite steals the dragon. And OMG, they're going to go for the team fight now. And a lot of damage being done. Tibber is actually being anywhere at still. No deaths on either side, but many heroes getting very low on health. Zed is able to take out Bane. And now it looks like World Elite is being chased away by OMG.
Only a 1-for-0 trade by the end of all that. And it was the kill on Wei Zhao. Now, we were talking about how Wei Zhao didn't really feel that impactful in the game, but if you look at him now, 200 creeps, and he was 5-1-1. He has the Blade of the Rune, he has the Phantom damage done, and getting that pick was definitely a great compensation for losing out the Dragon. It was actually the Smite from Clearlove that actually took out the Dragon, but because they can take out Wei Zhao, they might even get 2 towers out of this, which means they're going to come out ahead in the trade.
For Jester, I think they're going to get 2 towers. This one looking very low on health. If they don't get this one, I mean, it's a good chance they could get the top one, but
low-hanging fruit at this point.
They're tempting OMG. Are they going to overextend and try to take that fruit?
Now, they also got, I believe, the shutdown spree on top of Wei Zhao, so whoever did kill him got a little bit of extra gold in the pocket. And, I mean, looking at this Lucian, he is really, really damaging at this point. Like, him and Zed, cool 3-2-1, Lucian 1-1-6, but of those 8 kills, Zed has been part of all 8, Lucian has been part of 7 of them. Like, any 7 of them, much has been happening in these team fight phases, and that assist goal is starting to catch up, and the items from OMG are like basically getting very close to on par with World Elite.
They are. We're really just noticing throughout this match that these players are not getting caught out of position at all. They're always where they need to be when it comes to these team fights. I mean, Zed was
Mark of a pro.
Yeah, Mark of a pro. He's a little bit off, but he was able to, the help of his team, delay World Elite from killing off Dragon, although they did officially get him anyway. Baron is live, and, you know,
the tempo of this game has been World Elite, running away from the level 1 and then getting a kill. And then trying to do some aggression but losing it out. And then doing a team fight and getting a pick. And, it's going back and forth so much. Like, World Elite has had to deal with the Baron from OMG.
It really is a pendulum as far as this game goes.
But they did it flawlessly. Like, they just murdered OMG. But now OMG has been coming back. They went for the Dragon and they got their own kills. Like, it's just going back and forth so much. This is very likely our closest game of the tournament.
Shyvana's going to move in potentially to losing about half of her health, but once again we do see World Elite. They like the run from OMG from the look of things. Not
having like nothing special. She builds tanky and she runs into it anyways. I mean, that's her job. She takes the damage so that her squisher teammates don't have to. If you're going to be distracted by her, that leaves like assassins like Zed, assassins like Lucian to come in and grab those kills. So they got the damage on top of Shyvana, but that wasn't really anything special. They knew that they didn't have the positioning to kind of engage that. So they take a tower instead. It's really smart. So
Shyvana, basically, she's a forward built up. That's what I'm getting out of this. Hello,
to put an American spin on it, yeah.
Putting an American spin. Hello, forward. You guys should sponsor League of Legends. Throwing that out there.
What a bait. What a bait.
What a bait. OMG. Are they going to be able to take the bait or not? We're getting a good, actually not a good hook. And Kamel is actually getting extremely low on health. Back. Cool, can he get the kill? And the Thresh moving back as well.
That Orianna shockwave.
Oh my god. Deaths going everywhere. OMG getting really low on health, but they've still managed to maintain the advantage. 2 for 1, 3 for 1. Can it be a 4 for 1? It's looking like
the end of it. OMG, like there was a brief moment there with that Orianna shock. It was like, can we actually take this? But then it's like Cool's like, nope, I didn't get hit. And he just goes and murders them. Oh, 4 for 2. World Elite is going to have to deal with another Baron going the way of Team OMG. And I'm not entirely too sure if they're going to wait for Cool to come back up. I have a suspicion they won't, but it's going to be on at least 4 team members, assuming they can actually kill it.
Yeah, I think they're going to get that kill. Thresh trying to get the hook off on Namel, but I don't think he can really contest any of this.
He tried so hard right there.
He tried, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
He got Annie.
Oh,
he got the play off on top of Jessica.
All right, well, not bad.
The supports trade out. But the bigger advantage there is that Jessica no longer cooled up. In terms of gold, sure, OMG takes a little bit of a lead there. But in terms of the power, 3/5 of that power remains from that spike from Baron. So, you know, Fizziv making some extremely good calls there for Team World Elite.
Yeah. Well, OMG, they're up a single kill over World Elite. Bit of a gold advantage in this situation. You know, at 30 minutes and a 3K gold advantage.
Not that much at all.
Almost insignificant.
One team fight, one really good team fight could break the bank here.
Indeed. And I feel like OMG, if they get that one team fight, their team fight where everything just works out well for them, I feel they only need one to win the game. I feel like World Elite need like 2 or 3 if they want to truly take the game.
Now, we've been seeing some repeated themes here in some of these team fights. If Wei Zhao in the back, I mean, with the calling because remember, once you lock in with that angle, you really do got to strafe in order to grab the kills. But all your enemy has to do is just perpendicularly move, and they're going to be fine.
Yeah.
And that's, again, one of the reasons that you don't really see it that much in team fights, but you see it more on creeps. So he wasn't really he didn't do a lot of the upfront damage. But the thing is, he survived at the end of it. And he was able to help grab his team that 4-for-2 exchange. But if we kill off Name, who right now is Vayne, Vayne has a lot of kills. She was 5-1-1. Now she's 5-3-2. The last 2 team fights, she has been killed first and has been removed out of the fight, and that really, really hurts the fighting potential of World Elite.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why they're really so scared of these 5-on-5 scenarios and dodging them unless they absolutely must commit. Vayne compared to Lucian, you know.
It's funny because Lucian was actually down compared to Vayne all the way up until a little bit ago, and now that he has a lot more global gold under his belt, he's had the Baron spikes, and he's been helping his team get the damage. All those assist gold that we've been talking about starts accumulating, and World Elite is actually down in gold again for what feels like the 3rd or 4th time in this game. It's just back and forth so often.
It is really back and forth.
But if Wei Zhao is sniped out in these fights really early, then World Elite will lose. They have to play Protect the Vayne a lot better than what they're doing right now.
4 protect 1, man. Cool style.
So we're clearly having a little bit of technical issues here, guys. Do bear with us. OMG and Team World Elite, we need to ensure that the integrity of this game is held to the highest of standards, because the winners here go on against at the play match.
CJ NSS Blaze is currently the team in the finals, and they are Korea. Korea generally considered the strongest overall region when it comes to League of Legends.
But, again, we were talking to some of the other analysts, some of the other commentators. China went on home soil with that home guard advantage.
That sweet home soil.
It like empowers them. It's like Zerglings on creep. All of a sudden, they're regenerating faster, they're attacking faster, they're moving faster. It's like there's just something about being on your home turf with the crowd chanting your name
advantage
that gives you those mystical powers. So
yeah,
the favorite here was OMG to take out World Elite. All the odds in the math say World Elite will probably lose this. Papa Sneak looks the only right 2. But did he get the teams right? That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's still anybody's game here.
It really is. It can go either way. OMG, I still feel like they have a little bit of an edge over World Elite, and it's going to be easier for them to grab the victory over World Elite. And they are pressing forward. They're going to do a little bit of pressure to the mid tower.
And that's what you do when you have a Baron.
Yeah.
Again, that tower was low-hanging fruit. We called it a little bit earlier as well. I mean, it had maybe 100 hit points. That's 1 auto attack right now from Name. But, that low-hanging fruit is more gold in the pockets of OMG. That's also less map control going the way of World Elite. And they're going to transition right down to this Dragon. Nothing that World Elite can do about it. And the gold advantage is just going to get bigger here for OMG. The question is, can they ride it to victory?
That's the real. Also, wondering if OMG, are they going to simply rotate to that bot tower and attempt to, grab that sweet nectar from the fruit of the low-hanging tower? I guess it's not as low as we thought, but
yeah, this one's a little healthier. It's a little sturdier.
I think we need to give it time to ripen up.
Let's just beat it up a little bit, and the bruises will start showing.
Okay.
Bananas.
Oh, the shots are being fired back and forth. Roll their side.
Yeah, but look at the tower now. I mean, it's
and now it's
down under half. You saw Anime. He's getting off a few hits on it every time the creep wave comes up, and that's exactly what you wanted to be doing with the siege. You have the Baron. If they want to engage, they have to deal with your power spike. If they don't engage, they lose the tower. So, damned if you do, damned if you don't. The obviously better choice is just to drop the tower, and that's exactly what World Elite does. The last stand here at the inhib, though, cannot.
And they're going to do their best and just kind of, try to wait out that Baron buff. Let it get out of here. But for now, OMG, they have a nice ult advantage. They have pretty much complete map control at this point. The top lane kind of towards the middle, but beyond that, things are looking pretty good for OMG.
Now, these Chinese teams are no stranger to warding, and you can still see a lot of wards on the lower half of that map because an advantage was already going to be down for a while, and trying to control your blue buff is arguably a bit more important than the red at this point because you need Messiah with those cooldown reductions. He has built only the Morellos, so he only has 20%. You need to get that blue buff, just like what we've been seeing with Gragas. You get one cooldown reduction, but then you got to get the other blue to complete your maximum set. So without that, and Zed with red and blue, I mean, look at ZF so independent from you. I mean, he's going to be hitting like a truck.
Yeah. All right, it looks like Christine and Shyvana back up, at least for the time being.
Going must have been really scared of a death if he actually threw out that Dragon's Descent as early as he did.
Yeah.
Now the question is, can World Elite capitalize on that?
Well, I mean, they can try, but will they actually be able to? I'm not sure if they're gonna be able to do that. It's setting up for a potential 5-on-5 team fight. That's not what World Elite wants, and we're seeing a little bit of damage get done to World Elite.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to be in the cards quite yet for OMG. One thing I am going to point out, though, is that if you guys have been watching Yorick in a lot of these team fights, those ghouls have actually eaten more death sentences from Thresh than the players themselves have.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a fantastic sheet of Thresh in terms of just put out the ghouls and put them in front of people because the death sentence does not ignore them.
Yeah, he can't get the hooks, and he can't really start initiating the fight, and with the hook wasted, OMG, they're free to just run in there and do whatever they want.
Yeah, we have two initiation tools here in terms of World Elite. The death sentence, the hook, the sickle and chain into the play, the box. You're gonna have Rengar just you're gonna have that invisibility ready to go, whereas Lee Sin kind of needs to land the skill shot first. But if Rengar goes in and he's a ball delivery system for Messiah, that's one way to do it, or you got to get Thresh. Right now, Thresh's hook has basically been sealed in team fights because of those goals, which leaves you with the Orianna ball. And remember, way back when, the very early fights, Orianna actually missed her shockwaves a few times, which resulted in Team World Elite not winning those team fights. But when it does hit, I mean, that is like one of the big keys that World Elite needs in order to win these team fights.
That Orianna needs to make sure she's on top of her A game.
Yeah, she has to be a ball handler to the highest degree here.
Well, that just kind of perverted.
Well, that's because you have a dirty mind.
Hey, man. Let's blame my up.
So a little bit of a lull here. Basically, teams are just going back and forth. The good news from World Elite's side of you is that the Baron is ticking down.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure we actually still have a Baron here for OMG. I can't see it off camera, but they do not have it.
Oh, actually, we're having some heavy initiations. Tiber's moving down. Cool just absolutely destroys Orianna, and this is the team fight I was talking about, Forkster. We're just seeing World Elite completely run away from this fight. I don't think they want to take on any of them at all. Another kill, Lucian takes out Lee Shin, and it's coming down to the last of World Elite. This could be it. This could decide who goes to the finals. A flash away, double kill on the Lucian. They're going all the way towards the beginning. Triple kill, Bane goes down.
And the ace for OMG. Actually, you use Rengar to jump in with the ball. He didn't hit anybody.
He didn't hit anyone.
It was game over from there. GG comes out. OMG is going to take it 2-1 over